What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. We're going to have some people joining us here in a little bit. I wanted to come on early a little bit because kind of double booked myself. I forgot I had another meeting later, but yeah, so I wanted to spend more time with you guys. So welcome into the live stream, everybody. Happy to have you back. And interesting week here in crypto. It's all about consolidation now. And so far, so good. Bitcoin sitting at 21,200. We can dive right into that, take a look at where we're at right now. And you could see that, yes, we're still kind of hovering right where we've been for a little while. So we're basically just hanging on to those gains that we had last week. And that's very important, right? We want to make sure we can hang on to those gains. And that goes for SHIB, that goes for Bitcoin, Ethereum. We want to make sure we can hang in there. And, you know, here we go. Bitcoin right now, pretty flat. I mean, overall crypto market, a little bit in the green here today. That's good to see. We switch over to Shiba Inu, and welcome in, everybody. I'm going to hang out in, I'm going to roll through chat here in a second. So with SHIB, what we're really watching for here is this level right here. A couple different times. This one was back 3 days ago, okay, on the 14th, where we had the sell-off right here at this 11 mark. We just get over the 11 hump, and then we come back down. Here again, just get over the 11 mark, and we come back down. So if we can break this level, and it's a very meaningful level, right? Because if we look at the moving averages, that's exactly where that 200-day moving average is for Shiba Inu, that 1119 range, okay? So, and it's actually below the SMA as well right now, which is sitting at the 1071. So we're kind of hovering right in there. But here's the good thing. Going all the way out, okay, all the way out to down in here, end of December, really, since the beginning of the year, here's the good news. We've been setting higher lows, right? So every time we make a dip, it's higher, 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 higher. And maybe even right in here, as we could see, maybe even another higher low. So that's the good thing, right? We want to see this consolidation. And if we go into the 1 day, we can kind of see that a little bit better. Actually, that's the 1 week. We don't want to go that too far of a time frame. We can kind of see this a little bit better, right? We're starting to trade sideways a little bit here in the last few days. And this is what this week's all about. Can we maintain the gains that we made since the beginning of the year? All right, so here's the turn of the new year right here. Can we maintain these gains? Okay, that's the big question. And so far, trending sideways. We want to see that consolidation. So let me see what's happening here in chat. Please make new episodes of Dojo on Mars, Elon, Luna Classic, ASAP. Joshua, what's up, man? So many things to talk about, man. I always, you know, there's just so many things that I'm interested in. But yes, we eventually will come back to both of these at some point. Elon and Luna for sure. I'm a sucker for Dogelon too. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one for sure. And a lot of people ask, like, why and how did it get listed on the top exchanges? Remember, it got listed on crypto.com out of nowhere, which was crazy, right? Out of nowhere. I tried buying Clearcryptos on Coinbase for the first time, but it wouldn't let me. So, Mark, they're not listed on Coinbase. Are you talking about the exchange? They're not listed on Coinbase. So they're listed on 3 different exchanges. We're going to talk about Clearcryptos for sure in this live stream. They're listed on 3 exchanges right now. It's Bitmart, LBank, and Femex. And then they're also, you can buy them on Uniswap, okay, on the DeFi side. But you can also buy through their fiat on-ramp right on their website. So those are the ways you can buy CCX. Let me take you to the website real quick just to make sure you're aware. Oh, and if you guys aren't yet joining their affiliate program, you get free money every time you get people to sign up using your link. So that might be something you want to check out. They had some massive news today, guys. I did a video about it. We're going to talk about it though. But if you're looking to get it, and not financial advice, but if you're looking, for some Clearcryptos in your portfolio, here are the ways you could do it. On the decentralized side of things, you could purchase right on the Clearcryptos swap, purchase on the Uniswap. Or you can go on the centralized side. They got Bitmart, LBank. There's also Femex, which is also live as well. More centralized exchange listings coming in the future. And hopefully, down the line, we'll be able to even talk about a number of exchanges that they're listed on. But man, some massive news today. We're seeing some nice movement in CCX too over the past, really the past 12 days. But yeah, we're back up to 6 cents. In the last 7 days, it's up 77%. So absolutely loving that for sure. Absolutely loving that. So we'll get into some of their big news here in just a bit, but that's kind of where I'm at with SHIB, guys. Let me hop back in here. But I did load up on SHIB last week. Nice, SD. What's up, man? Coinbase doesn't offer Clear. Right. The Coinbase DeFi wallet might. Yeah, you can transfer your tokens to a DeFi wallet once you buy them, right? I'm going to have a look at it myself. Mark, I don't know much about Clear, but I think their selling point is buy direct from them for fiat exchange at low fees. Yes, they definitely have low fees if you want to go direct with them. I'd like to see banks start accepting USDC deposits myself. That would be nice. Make things easier. But the banks, they've got their feelings on that, I'm sure. Ali, what's going on, man? What's up? Welcome in, everybody. Mark Coates, awesome. Cheers. What's up, brother? Yeah, we were on slow mode. Yeah, we did go live. What's up? What's up? Nelson's in the house. What up, Fora? How we doing? Jack W, let's get this party started. What's up, brother? What's up? Zach, my brother, salute. Petey, how we doing? How we doing? Hello, all, and what's up to the SHIB army? What's up, Lee? Kevin says hashtag Shiba Inu. So buy more SHIB. Listen, I don't want to tell anybody what to do here. I mean, really, we're kind of in this interesting spot right now in crypto where I don't think anybody really expected us to be here. At least I didn't to start the year, right? But we got this little surge, and now really it's all about maintaining what we gained last week. I've been a sucker for Doge on Mars for like a year now. I do think it'll come back in the bull, making true money. I do. Clearcryptos to the moon. Yes. Clearcryptos. Yes. Just loaded my bag with CCX. What's up, Frank? I love it, man. I bought a DeFi token the other day with 10% BUSD reflections on all transactions. Nice. Yo, let's get this. LFG SHIB. What's up? Can you get Clearcrypto if you're in the United Kingdom? Yes. I don't think it should be an issue. I know you can get it on the DeFi side anywhere. But yeah, it should be all set. I'm not sure about all the exchanges there, Dermid. I'm not sure about all the exchanges, but definitely on the DeFi side. Yep, Forrest, gotcha. How much SHIB do I need? I only have 20 million. It's a tough question. A lot of people ask this question, but it really just depends on, it's not how much you need, it's about how much you can afford without over leveraging yourself. And I know that's probably not the answer you want to hear. You want me to give you like this exact number of this is what you'll need to, be financially free forever. Nobody has that answer, so I'm not going to pretend like I know it. But the answer for me is always as much as you're willing to lose and as much as you can afford. And I like to keep a well-balanced, diversified portfolio too. I don't go all in on any asset, right? That's just me. Lee Mills says Uniswap. Yep, for sure. In the UK, Uniswap is the move. Yes. So, talking about Shiba Inu, some interesting things in the news as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the news wire here. Let me see. Pull up crypto news. Welcome in, everybody. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe. It really does help us when you hit the like button. Pushes it out up in the old YouTube algorithm. More people join us in the SHIB army. So definitely want to see you do that if you could. It's totally free to hit that like button. That helps us out tremendously. But let's see what we got in the old aggregator popping here for Shiba Inu. There's been some interesting storylines. We're really excited about the burns, right? That's what I'm probably most excited about. Altcoin from Shiba Inu. Okay. Oh, they're talking about Bone here. Bone's been on the move too. We'll talk about Bone a little bit as well. So how you can become a validator or delegator, that was in the Medium article. Here's another article. I haven't seen this one. Is Shiba Inu's price preparing for a bullish rally in 2023? Okay, see, they're talking about the 20-week EMA, which is, 140 days. Is that what? Yeah, about 140 days. So the weekly RSI line being positioned below the weekly RSI SMA line and the 9-week EMA positioned below the 20-week EMA are both bearish signs. Once SHIB's price breaks above, there it is, that 1107 mark up to that 1119. That 11 range is so crucial for us, right? We've got to show strength above that. That's really going to be important. Right now, just below it at that 1048, 1047 level. But we've been there a couple different times. 1106, then we retrace. Back up here, 1104, then we retraced. We just got to get above that line. We can see it better here in the 1 hour. seen a couple different times we get up there, and even today we got close. We got to the 10.8. That's the high on the day range, the 10.82 level. But you can see back here on the 14th, got in the 11s, retraced. Got here on the 16th, retraced. We just got to show some strength above that, man. If we can get up above that, that's going to be the nice comfy spot there for SHIB. So let's see here. Anything else? We did have some more burns are picking up a little bit. It's nothing to write home about right now. We did have an unknown wallet burning 36 million in one transaction, which isn't a whole ton. But the big thing around the burns is Shibarium, right? What do you guys think? Drop in the chat, fire up the chat. What do you guys think will be the percentage burned on every transaction? You can either answer that, what do you think it should be, and what do you think it will be? What do you think should be the percentage of every transaction that's burned if you transact using Shibarium? I'm kind of curious to see what you guys say on this. I want to hear your thoughts on this because a lot of people are speculating right now in terms of what it could look like, but we just don't know yet what it will look like, right? 50%. Yeah, that would be nice. 50% would be phenomenal, but I don't think we're going to get there. Clearcryptos in the house. We are streaming over there as well on the Clearcryptos YouTube channel. Foxy, I cannot see anybody who's sending comments on the Clearcryptos side. So if there's a great question, Foxy, if you could kind of replicate it and duplicate it in the chat, that would be amazing. And then just say like, hey, question from CCX user or something like that. Because I can't see anything from that side, which is weird. I got to see if StreamYard allows me to kind of see both. But we're obviously streaming on both. But awesome. Appreciate it. My Bone is up. Yeah, Bone is crushing it, actually. Let's take a look at Bone. Where's it at? Let's see where Bone's at right now. Because the market's pretty flat. Yeah, yeah, and so is Bone. But still, we're up here at $1.41, guys. I mean, really great gains. If you look out into the month, I mean, we're talking about essentially, 100% move, right? I mean, shoot, look back in here in November. We could have got it at 60 cents down here. Crazy. Crazy. Even back here, wow, look at this back in June. Isn't this nuts? 34 cents. Bone was 34 cents back in June. This ended up, well, so far, this is the bottom of the market back in June 2022. So far, that's been the bottom. So, interesting. Did you hear about XLM and CBDC? I've heard about that for a while, Petey. That's Stellar and a CBDC. Yeah, that's been rumored for a while. Great news for CCX today. Love it. Yeah, you know what? Let's dive into the news, guys. So if you guys are new to Clearcryptos, it's a DeFi project I've been talking about for a very long time. Love what they're building. And today really solidified a lot because like everything in DeFi, people always raise questions. And I think that's good, right? To raise questions. And people are concerned. Is this legit? And I think we all should be asking those questions. But this article today, published by Yahoo Finance, should solidify Clearcryptos as a legitimate company that is doing some major things in the DeFi space. I know I've been saying this, but now I have something to point to. I couldn't announce this before it was coming, but I knew something big was in the works. So I'm happy to bring this to you guys now. But if you guys are just seeing this for the first time, U.S. federal contractor registration partners with Clearcryptos LLC to accelerate enterprise adoption of Web3 and blockchain. So something we always talk about is bringing crypto to the real world. And this is massive. Clearcryptos partnering with US FCR. We're going to go through some of the details here, but I'll give you a couple of the highlights. So this groundbreaking partnership spearheads the introduction of blockchain technology to all US FCR, which again stands for United States Federal Contractor Registration. And we're going to get into more details on what they are, right? Actually, it's right here. The worldwide leader in assisting companies to efficiently and successfully conduct business within the United States government. They just partner with Clearcryptos. That's massive, right? And we see this as the future of, this is coming right from the president over there at US FCR. We see this as the future of government contracting. So we are acting now, thinking forward for our clients, positioning them for ultimate success. This is coming right from their president. Under the agreement, Clearcryptos becomes USFCR's sole blockchain provider, developing a cheaper and faster way to facilitate contractor payouts. The partnership provides USFCR's clients the ability to develop smart contracts built on Clearcryptos blockchain technology, preparing them for next-gen contracting that incorporates treasury-backed digital currency compensation. Larry Lundy, who came over to Clearcryptos, he actually joined their team from Certic. You guys have probably heard of the top auditing firm in DeFi and in crypto in general. Larry Lundy has joined the Clearcryptos team. That's a big story in and of itself. He says, we're looking forward to building our relationship with USFCR to provide ease of use, security, and improving several fundamental friction points in the current process. So I want to scroll down here. Check this out. If you're wondering just how big USFCR is, USFCR has represented over 300,000 customers, and each of them is a potential enterprise customer and holder of CCX. So here's the math I did in my head, just quick, easy math. If 10% of these customers end up becoming CCX or Clearcryptos holders, that's 30,000 new holders. Think about how early we are. There's literally just shy of 680 holders in Clearcryptos right now. Nobody knows about CCX, really. And it's a good thing because it provides a massive opportunity for retail investors. And it's a $55 million market cap. It's very quiet right now, but this has some massive potential on the heels of this news today with this massive partnership being picked up by Yahoo Finance. This was obviously the news of the day for me. Super exciting to see it. And it's just insane, Foxy. You're right, how early we are. And it feels so amazing being early to such a great DeFi project when nobody else knows about it. So again, not financial advice. As I've always said, do your own due diligence, look at the website. But now you've got something to actually look at and say, wow, USFCR partnering up with the Clearcryptos, something might be brewing here, right? So I know I've rambled on, and we've got somebody in the back. We got Jay Seals. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
How we doing? Sorry, I went a little early, man.
It's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna put that in the in our chat, but yeah, man, I was just obviously going over all this stuff with CCX, man. So how you doing today, first and foremost, and what do you think about this?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I think it's big just because the amount of eyes this is going to be on now. I mean, you're talking about 200 to 300,000 businesses that are now going to see Clearcryptos. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. So, like you were saying, I mean, we're still early, and yeah, I can't understate how big of a partnership this is going to be, and just the stability for the future too. Just knowing that, you know, people are always going to have this in their hands because it's going to be in the forefront of a lot of people's minds. So, yeah, super excited. It's going to be insane to just watch the growth of Clearcryptos.
No doubt, man. And this is one of the many partnerships. Kind of, speaking about Clear and kind of, they're kind of taking a two-pronged approach here. What do I mean? They've got the retail side of things, and we're going to talk about how the holders benefit from this, but they're really entering the enterprise spot as well. And I think, a lot of DeFi companies talk about how they want to enter the space and create real-world utility and integrate these Web2 companies, but it's hard to do. And you have to have the connections. You have to have the partnerships in place. And this is just one, obviously, but their real mission here is to create these blockchain solutions for so many of these major companies. Obviously, this is an enormous company, the United States Federal Contractor Registration. And there's going to be a lot of other companies looking for this tech, because if you could streamline processes and make them better, make them easier, show them that, hey, this is what blockchain can do for you, they've got to pick somebody. They've got to pick a company, right? And I don't feel like there are a lot of companies out there to choose from. So it feels like CCX kind of is a first mover in this kind of real world utility space in DeFi.
Yeah, I was actually reading a story earlier on Watcher Guru, and they were saying how the U.S. bank came out and said that a CBDC and and cryptocurrency is basically the future for the United States, right? So all these companies, like you said, they're going to have to hop on the train eventually. It's just finding the best and easiest way to do it. And right now, CCX is the only one providing that option. And one thing that I feel like it holds true in business and just in life in general. If you're first to the race, or you're the first person to show up, then you're the best option, right? Like, you don't have anywhere else to go, right? And then after that, everybody else models after you, but it doesn't matter because you're already doing it. And at that point, it's just making sure that everybody else stays an arm distance away from you, basically just trying to stiff arm everybody else while you continue to get better. But because you have that head start, you also have the benefit to work out all the kinks and also just be the best at it to begin with. And you already have that reputation set.
I think that's a great point. And I mean, we kind of see it in crypto now, right? I mean, because you're really talking about like that first mover advantage. Like look at Ethereum and all of its competitors, right? And it's like they've captured such a big lion's share of the market that it's going to be a while. Sure, somebody may down the line pass them up or find a way to gain ground on them, right? But you have all these competitors like your Cardanos, and I love Cardano, Avalanche. There's a lot of great layer ones out there, but nobody's even close to the size of Ethereum. And I mean, even on the centralized exchange side, look at Binance compared to everybody else.
Yep.
First mover advantage, right?
No, yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. It just gives Clear a leg up on the entire competition. So everything else that Clear does is going to be looked at as how can we do it better than the first person? And like you said, everybody's going to try to catch up, but they're going to be behind. So it's a great benefit.
100%. And speaking of benefits for the Clearcryptos users and holders on the retail side, right? Because, you know, myself, Jay Seals, we're part of the Clearcryptos team, but you know, all of us like you, we're investors first, right? So like we're on the retail side. Despite it says despite market conditions, these enterprise solutions, these kind of deals with USFCR that CCX has inked here is going to promote growth and sustainability. And really, it showcases now that Clearcryptos is a membership token purchased by these customers to participate in the blockchain solution. This is going to attract a ton of different holders coming in from the USFCR side. And again, they've represented over 300,000 customers. Each of them is a potential enterprise customer and holder of CCX. And here's how it's going to happen, right? Once word gets out that, hey, I could become a holder, and they see that money grow, word of mouth travels. People will say, hey, you know, did you get that email? Have you looked into it? It's something you might want to look into. And the second point here is important as well. Laying the groundwork for a new integration of Web 2 projects into Web 3. Everybody's trying to do it. It's harder to do than you may think, right? Because a lot of these Web 2 companies are stuck in their ways, man. It's hard to get them to really shift and change and pivot. CCX, while creating the foundation for large-scale Web 2 companies to integrate into crypto, while also solving existing issues in the financial sector, USFCR is a well-respected company, brings confidence to other enterprise solutions to come forward and want to be a part of the Clearcryptos family. When other companies see, yes, CCX just partnered with USFCR, well, hey, maybe we should give that a look as well. And how can they help us, right? So super exciting stuff. And we'll take a look at the chart real quick, guys. Sitting up here at the 6 cent level.
Hey.
Yeah, we're moving, man. And yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you, Hobbs and I, every day on the crypto shop, it feels like every day, at least at this moment, we always have the argument about should you be holding your crypto, or should you be basically using your crypto to pay for other things, right? Like we always have this huge argument about it that ends up lasting an hour. If you've ever been on the crypto shop and we've gone down this rabbit hole, it's a tough fight. And for me personally, I'm always on the side of, I look at crypto as an asset, kind of like the whole membership thing, right? Where you get the benefit of holding the token and then watching your money grow, right? Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like to literally, I mean, it's literally making your money work for you, right?
Yep. 100%.
And so for me personally, if I'm a company, if I'm a business and I work in this business and I get a paycheck and they say, hey, look, you can go ahead and invest, you know, we'll pay you out a portion in CCX token. And that's almost akin to like a 401k, for instance, not exactly a 401k, but it's an investment, right? And so if I see that my investment is steadily going up, well, I'm going to want more and more and more of said token, right? And so, yeah, I might pull a little bit off the top, which is great because you can do that and you don't get that tax penalty that you would with a 401k. But I have the incentive of holding it, watching it grow, and then taking some off the top as I need to, but I can continue to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And that only helps everybody else on the DeFi side of things who are just in the token just to make the money, right? Or just to have the access of the membership and, you know, getting the fees reduced on the swap or or the affiliate program or whatever else that Clearcryptos has in the membership part of it, you get those rewards on top of that. So it just is kind of like a win-win to me. It honestly is. It's a win-win. You can't really lose at the end of the day.
Now, that's a great point. And, kind of taking it macro for a second, like we always talk about how hard it is to get people to see what crypto is and what it can do for them, like why they should even look at it, why they should invest in it eventually. I think this is really the step that needs to be taken, right? It's like meet them where they are, like find a way to integrate like what they're already doing in their, old ways, and just say, okay, wait a minute, like this can be redesigned, this could be reimagined for crypto, and here's how. It's like teaching them something completely new, and that's like so foreign to them. It's hard to get people to see that, but if you can integrate it into something they're already doing, and it's like, here you go, like it's a little easier for them to kind of grasp it and understand it. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's the ease of use is what it comes down to, right? Like we talk about this all the time. It is very hard to get into crypto, let alone get into DeFi. Like DeFi is a whole nother animal to get into. And if you make it easier to get into DeFi, and then you start learning about DeFi, there are things that you can do in DeFi that you just can't do in the traditional stock market. You just can't. You can't replicate turning $300 into $10,000 in a week. You just can't do it. You can do it in DeFi, maybe not in these conditions all the time, but it's possible. It's 100% possible. So for somebody who, and especially once we get back into the bull market, it's definitely on. I can tell you right now that people will be flipping $300, $400, $500 into tens of thousands of dollars, right? And I see Nelson does crypto. I love DeFi. That's why people love DeFi, right?
No doubt.
But people don't know that. So, and then on top of that, then it's like, well, it's risky, it's hard, I don't understand, there's taxes, there's all this other stuff involved that it makes it very, very hard to get into it. But if you simplify the process, you say, hey, look, this is what you're getting, and then you can kind of just watch your money grow, and you don't have to go through all the steps, and you make it simple. Then people start watching and they start understanding, like, holy shit, like I just literally turned $100 into $1,000 in a week, and then they start getting excited. And then they start researching more and more and more, and they realize there's this vast world of crypto that they had no idea about, but they can make money in it. And that's when you start to hook people. But you got to put out the bait first, and the bait is the easiness. So
that's a great point. And I love that you brought it back there right where you started it, because that's something that Clear is doing, right? Like they're making it easy with the fiat on ramp. They're going to have a fiat off ramp too. But this is something huge. Yeah, I mean, but in talking, we had our conversation off air yesterday, and we were talking basically about how this eliminates that whole process of saying, hey, here's how you set up a wallet. Here's how you get going. Here's what Uniswap is. Oh yeah, I forgot. You got to know what slippage is. And you start, thinking about all these terminologies that we know because we're here. Now they're all of a sudden they have a wallet, and it's just embedded into their existing, process, and it's like okay, and then all they can do is check their balance and see that it's up, to your point, and say, okay, so what is this DeFi thing actually? Let's actually learn more about this, because all of a sudden, like to your point, I put $300 in here, it's worth $1,000. I mean, think about this: the last 7 days, Clearcryptos is up 77.39%, and really that's been the last 4 or 5 days. Where are you going to find that in the stock market, in a bear market?
I mean, you're not. It's unless you're dealing with like a very highly speculative play, you're not going to find that. It's impossible. And even then, it's tough, right? Like with crypto, when everything is moving. People get that FOMO, they get that itch, they want to get in, and it's different. It's different. Where the stock market, it's not the same, but what I will say, bringing it back to the off ramp, is that I don't think that there's any decentralized off ramps I can think of off the top of my head. So that right there is massive, because that it's always the question of like, okay, I know how to get my money on, but then people ask, well, how do I get my money off? Right? That's like, and then you're like, oh, well, you need to transfer it to a Coinbase wallet, or you need to transfer it to crypto.com. And then from crypto.com, they take their fees, and then you got to do this, that, and the third. But with this off ramp, like that changes the game, because now everything is done on the Clearcryptos swap. You get on, you get off. It's simple, it's easy. 1, 2, bada boom, bada bang, you're done. Right. And that's that to me is huge, because I mean, I invested my parents, I'm not going to say what I invested them in, but I invested them in something or other that we all might know and love. And like, they're asking me like, well, how do we get our money if we want to get it off? And I'm like, well, I got to do like 10 extra additional steps. So like, oh, okay, I just leave it in there. Just don't worry about it. So it's like,
is it a top 100 crypto? Is it a DeFi play?
It's something. It's something.
Okay. All right. Is are they only in one asset, or is it a well-diversified portfolio?
No, it's just one. It's just one. They just want a little piece. They wanted to, they were like, you know what? I don't want to know. I just want you to get us into something and make money, and that's it. So, but again, they had questions, like anybody should, right? And to them, they just left it to me, because me trying to explain it, they're like, it's just too tough. However, I did get another friend into crypto, and I explained everything, and she was able to do it just fine, and she was able to invest and figure it all out. So it's always tough, but it is what it is. Once you're in this world, I think it gets a lot easier, and I think it's just that first breaking point into it.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, we got Austin in the back too. We're about to bring him in here in a sec. And on that note, though, I got my dad, set up with a MetaMask, and he knows how to use Uniswap. It took him, probably 10 to 20 transactions, and every once in a while he'll text me like, "Wait a minute, do I do this or that?" And I'm like, "Yep, you got it." Like, set the slippage, but he's got it down now, and it's like, he's almost 60 years old. He's 59, so I mean, but he's in DeFi now. He's on MetaMask. He's got it all figured out, and it's like, man, this is cool, right? Like you're in the one fraction of a percent probably of 59-year-olds that have a MetaMask and know how to use it. So, but a second guy who's around that same age, he's got a MetaMask. He knows how to use it. What's up?
Barely.
Barely.
I'm just getting by. I got my cane right here, my nap. I just got up from my nap. I'm, whatever. Dude, I thought we were going live at 7. You guys went early.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no, I popped on a little early, actually a lot early, but I forgot. I double booked myself. So I'll tell this quick story to everybody. By the way, if you guys are just tuning in, we're going to talk about SHIB. I know a lot of people here for that. We're talking about Clearcryptos because they had some big news today. If you're just popping in, Yahoo Finance covering it, major partnership with U.S. federal contractor registration. But here's the story. So tonight I've got a meeting with my whole family. We did this thing at Christmas time this year. Nobody bought any gifts. Okay. Nobody bought any gifts. But what we did do is we said, okay, all of the money that we would spend on Christmas gifts, we're going to put it into a big pool, and we're going to take one big family vacation. But here's the kicker. On Christmas night, everybody has to design their vacation and, full PowerPoint and everything, man. So this is like after drinks and everybody's kind of boozed up, and everybody has to go on and go on stage, if you will, and present their vacation. And then we had a whole voting system. Well, my sister came up with a cruise, and that ended up winning. So tonight's the big meeting to finalize all the details for all of that. So that's what I forgot about. I double booked, but yeah.
All right. How much time do you have left?
Oh no, we can go. I got it to push back to 8, so we can go for a little while. Okay. We can go for another half hour or so for sure.
Right. Okay, cool.
But yeah, real quick before we pivot over to SHIB and Bone and just kind of the future of the market here, Austin, your thoughts on the big news today with Clearcryptos?
Yeah. Excuse me. Big. I think the things that the takeaways I really have is that well, there's a lot of them, but I mean, I think it's going with enterprise, small, medium, larger businesses who are these different levels of federal contractors having to take advantage of the blockchain technology that Clear is going to provide. They have to be token holders. I think that's a stroke of brilliance and genius. And I think it's a crucial step, and that will bring us, enterprise, or what I'm really saying is business holders. I think that blend of retail and business holders will, lend stability to Clear in bear, rough times, crypto winners, if you will. I think it'll help to move, us in bullish times, all that set. So I love that. And I think that that's a point I really want people to get, is that's, as the adoption factor happens, with these companies coming on board via this USFCR, which I have a hard time to say that really fast, right? With this relationship. I think that's a big deal. And I think secondly, more importantly is, or in addition to that is the problem that Clear is solving with their blockchain technology is the problem is that these companies want to get paid faster. They want to, they want their projects to be, better, more run than the process that's there, this kind of old process. I love that, and so there's a reason I'm saying that, Zach, because there's a reason why these businesses will want to do this. If it's just like, hey, here's, we just want you to do this, they're not going to change. But if you say, I can get paid faster, I can get, and all these kind of things, there's going to be a large percentage of these 300,000 customers of USFCR's customers that will want to do this. And I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, the Larry Lundy from, who's arguably one of the most profound figures in all of crypto, coming on board as the chief strategy officer. There's a lot there. I mean, it's a 30-minute unpack. I know y'all have already covered all that, but yeah, it's a big deal. So
100%. And it's also a big deal. We got John Anderson, one of the Clearcryptos team members, here with us too. So John, what's up, man? We're just going over kind of the big news, and it's a big day, man. Big day for CCX. What's happening, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm in the car right now. I'll be able to speak in probably 10, 15 minutes.
Awesome.
But really, really big day. Really excited.
No doubt, brother. Yeah, and so get your questions ready for John. If you guys want to ask one of the main team members John some questions in a little bit, he's on his commute, so we'll hang in there and come back to him. But yeah, this is a huge, huge day. It's a big day for all of us because we've been talking about what's coming and the partnerships that are in the works, but we could never speak to it. And now we've got an article from Yahoo Finance out here, which is just awesome that, they picked this up and outlining it. But so that is Clearcryptos, guys. All the links are down below in the description. I got my affiliate link down there. You're going to want to sign up. It's totally free. Sign up on the website, get acclimated, because there's going to be a ton of different benefits for you over the next several months and several years as this thing really gets rolling. So let's pivot real quick, guys, and talk about Shiba Inu, because I know a lot of people are here for that. So if you guys are here for that and you haven't hit the like button, do that for us. Totally free. And subscribe if you haven't either already. But SHIB's been moving up. Jay Seals, I know that the SHIB community is massive, and Shibarium's coming. What are your thoughts, man? I haven't really got your thoughts about the future of the ecosystem and Bone and Leash, and so what do you got?
All right, look. I don't want to piss the community off. I don't want to piss the Shiba community off.
Oh, here we go.
No, look.
Get ready to get them in the comments, guys. Get ready.
Right. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Look. The Shibarium the Shibarium news was huge, right? But at the same time, they said soon, but didn't say exactly when, right? I would have liked some type of date or something. Here's my theory. It's just a theory, but here's my theory. My theory is that they saw the market turning around, they saw Bitcoin pumping, and they saw it as an opportunity to bring hype to the community. Now, if it does end up being that we still continue to see crypto pump, I think they will more than likely drop the Shibarium Beta, right? Because this is the time to strike, right? Everything is going crazy, and it's the right time. I'm with T. Hobbs the last time we were on here when he said, hey, look, I think it's already done and they're just waiting on the market to turn around. I completely agree with him. And I think it's actually already done too. And that now they're just in that testing phase where, but they want the market to be bullish before they even do the testing. And that's kind of why they dropped it now, right? Because I asked myself, why now of all times, right? Why drop the beta now? Well, the market's looking good, so that's why you do it. So it makes sense. The timing makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I like Bone. I see why Bone is important. I see why Leash is important. And honestly, I think if everything goes the way it's supposed to, then SHIB going nuts and dropping zeros like crazy is an absolutely real possibility. It's just, I feel like the perfect storm needs to happen with the market, and that's what they've been waiting on.
I love it, man. And we got Luckside joining us too, man. What's happening, bro?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Are we going to get a SHIB pump? live on air right now? I mean, what's going on here?
We need Oscar here if we're going to do that.
Yeah. Oh.
That reaction was epic. But Aaron, you're covering SHIB all the time, man. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
I mean, just like Hobbs and Justin, I think Shibarium's done. I think it's all about timing. You know, they're trying to time everything out, just like a lot of other entities are. You know, trying to just find the perfect time to really get things rolling. I think that they want to get the bait out before Ethereum and the rest of the market start pumping, because one of the big draws for Shibarium is those high Ethereum gas fees. That's the reason why they're making this shift over to this layer 2 chain in the first place. Yep. So what better time to test it out before things really start getting crazy and get going?
I'm curious to see what this percentage on every transaction is going to be.
Yeah, I want to see
what is that percentage going to look like? Because we could speculate a little bit. You start putting I don't know, even a 0.5% in there, and you start looking at some of the volume numbers. Now, obviously, this was back in 2021, right? I mean, we're talking trillions. We're talking.
I think it's going to be less than that, Zach. Look at Terra Luna. Terra Luna, it's not the same, but look at Terra Luna. They try to do the 2% burn thing. Not that it's 2%, but I think it's going to be less than 1%.
Well, that's what I said. I think 0.5, or what did I say?
Yeah. I just had to say something. I start going into convulsions if I don't talk over you. So.
No, I think it will be less than 1 cent. I agree. What do you guys think?
I think that's fine, because realistically, when you compare the two of them, I think the burn protocol for Terra Classic is working to an extent right now, but also Terra Classic doesn't have the volume that Shiba Inu has. And when you talk about, all the things that are being done on Shiba Inu, whether it's, interacting with Bone, with Shiba Inu itself, whether it's with any of the NFTs, or even, something with the metaverse that may be coming down the line, there's going to be a lot more happening. So they don't necessarily need to have it as high of a rate as you might see on some of the other chains.
Yeah, I mean, this is down. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say, the other thing too with at least Terra is that Terra's got to gain the community back, right? Like they lost an entire community that just doesn't trust them anymore. Not to mention the fact that they have to gain developers back. How many developers are going to be jumping at the bits to try to get on the Shibarium layer 2 and launch a token, right? Like they are going to be going crazy trying to get over there just because of the hype, if nothing else.
So Justin, you bring up a good point. I'm glad you brought up the development environment. Here's an interesting point. When everybody was, including me, when everybody was talking about Shibarium, I had it in the back of my brain. Was the Shiba Inu ecosystem devs going to open up the blockchain for outside companies to develop dApps on that? And we never knew that if that was going to be the case. And when I saw that in the white paper or the blog post, I was like, fantastic, because of what you just said. There you are. Yeah. Because of what you just said, because again, the more we can have, to your point, all these dApps developed and these, NFT projects or whatever is developed, it's just, it's amazing,
Shout out to 2-Bit Crypto in the house. What's up, 2-Bit? We've got Vernon Friends. We got Vern out there. So a bunch of people hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys for all checking in, and everybody out there for checking in. So we've got a great group with us here, great lineup. And I want to shift over real quick and talk about Cardano a little bit, because I know Luckside talks about ADA a lot. What do you think, man? Next bull run, is Cardano one of your top 5 that you got to have in your portfolio? What do you think?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of ecosystems. I think we're at this point where people are wanting more from crypto. We're getting away from, either just a single use case or meme coins, but people want ecosystems. They want this all-encompassing system. And what Cardano is building right now is basically this huge infrastructure to be able to build off of. And you can already see the growing attention that it's getting. That's the reason why smart contracts are exploding. I mean, even since December, they went from 4,000 smart contracts to 4,800. Okay, it's a huge jump. And I talk about the GitHub reports a lot. Development on Cardano is topping all other chains month over month, and it's been that way basically from the back, the middle of 2022 through now, and that hasn't been slowing down at this point. If anything, it's ramping up. So I think that you're going to see this huge draw to Cardano because it solves a lot of the issues that exist currently in crypto. Gas fees, they're cheap on Cardano. Scalability, Cardano takes care of that easily. So
Yeah, no, 100%. It gets a bad rap sometimes, I think, for a couple of different reasons. Number one, they're like different in the way they go about it. Like they're very, very slow, like very research heavy, peer reviewed. So like it takes a long time for them to get things out. They don't just kind of fire at the hip and fix it along the way, like some of the other major networks do, but it's a slow mover. But I think it's a good one to look at, because I look at it as a really stable investment in my overall portfolio because it doesn't fluctuate as much, but it still has tremendous upside. I mean, it's, the all-time high is about 10x away from here. And I don't think it's going to stop there. It's been around since 2017. It's been right in or around that top 10 since 2017. I feel like it's still really early for ADA. But Austin, what do you think? And then Justin, same thing.
Well, I can't really add anything more besides what Aaron said. I've never been so proud.
You trained me well, Papa.
You trained me so well.
Jesus.
I'm verklipped, I can't talk. Just go away from me. Oh man, that was awesome. I was sitting there going, shit, man, he knows Cardano. It's awesome.
I do it. I didn't know Cardano before, but
that's awesome.
If you guys don't subscribe, if you guys aren't subscribed to Luxai, by the way, there's his channel.
Everybody go subscribe to this guy. He's working his ass off for you. So definitely. I honestly don't have anything to add. I think it's one you should own. I think it's part of a very good diversified portfolio. That's all I got.
I'm sorry, Austin.
I need to dab my eye. I'm so proud.
What do you think, Jay? Do you like Cardano? I don't think we've ever actually talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done too much digging into Cardano, but I mean, I think that all these tokens like Cardano and Crow and all those with the blockchains, they're going to do just fine. The one thing I like is it gives you options, right? Like I think everybody needs options when you're talking about crypto. So I mean, I think it'll do just fine. My only thing with Cardano is I'm just wondering how well it's going to do in the next bull run compared to Ethereum as far as people using it. I think that's the only issue, right? Because Ethereum has the lion's share. So that's like the only thing where I'm like, are they going to do enough for people to step away from using Ethereum to go to Cardano?
That's a good point.
So.
That is a really good point. I mean, one thing we've seen happen since they had their big Vasil hard fork last year go live, which was, delayed a few times and people were upset about that, but it finally came out. You're seeing a lot more activity on the Cardano blockchain. I know Luxide kind of alluded to the GitHub, the activity there. It's been right at the top. Cardano's been right at the top of the GitHub activity for a while now. Here's a great website for you guys too, and for everybody else out there who just wants to kind of learn a little bit more about the ecosystem. Shout out to Daniel too, member in my Discord, who really made me look a few different times at Cardano after I told him he was crazy how much he loved it. But this is cardanocube.io. Okay, so this basically goes through all of their projects. It's insane, guys. Like, look at the dexes, look at the wallets, DeFi, infrastructure, lending and borrowing, launch pads, marketplace, identity and data, payments and stablecoins, tools and explorers, developer tools, social. Oh yeah, just wait. We've got meme coins too. Metaverse, gaming, community and DAO, meme coins. They've got it all. I mean, now again, to Justin's point, will people use it? That's obviously important, but they're a top 10 crypto. I feel like it's still early. They've got a really outspoken leader who's a great marketer through his own YouTube channel. This gives me a lot of confidence in Cardano.
Yeah, ton of projects. I think that's a good point. I never really, I actually don't think of them as competition to Ethereum. And yes, I know they are. And if you depending upon how you want to slice that proverbial pie, but from a own it, I like to own both houses. I own Ethereum, I own Cardano, I own some Polkadot and so forth and so on. I just think they're different, and I don't know, maybe Charles Hoskins come out and said this. I don't really think that they're in the let's go beat the hell out of Ethereum, battle. I don't think Cardano's looking at that. I think they're building their own ecosystem. They're doing their own thing. They've got a massive amount of project development, and Ethereum's got such a massive head start. Will they ever catch them? I don't know. I don't even know if it's I don't know if it's something they're even focused on. You bring up a good point though, Justin. I hadn't really thought about it that way. I just don't think about them as competitive in usage when you look at all the apps and all that stuff being developed.
They might not be. But I mean, I feel like deep down they're all trying to be the best somehow. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like whether it's like the fastest network or the best gas fees or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I guess my preferred network is always going to, at least right now, is Ethereum, right? I think that's most people's preferred network, at least because it has the most, right? So everybody that I feel like that's where everybody flocks to. So I think it'll just take maybe one or two good projects that like really break through in the next bull run to go on Cardano. And then maybe it's like a snowball effect. Then it's like, okay, now more people will flood over there to use their network.
But it could be status quo, right? Look at the lifeblood. Look at the day-to-day transactions you do in DeFi. What do you got to do? Ethereum, you got to pay with Ethereum, you got to pay gas. And I mean, all those things, variables may change as we roll along. My point is that that's already what all of us that are in crypto now are used to doing when we're talking about the DeFi side of the house, is that we pay with Ethereum. We're looking at it's just built into kind of the DNA of that. I don't ever envision that changing. I really don't. It's kind of like the Apple Pay of crypto, whatever. You get my point. It's just it's kind of there as far as kind of genetics. Go ahead, Aaron. You want something?
Yeah, I mean, and he made a good point. Ethereum has the lion's share right now. It's the monopoly on the block when it comes to crypto, right? But they still haven't addressed one key issue, and that's the gas fees. We know that with adoption, with more growth of on-chain demand again happening in this next market cycle, once that begins, that's still going to be a problem. They haven't done anything, in the merge that they did to address these problems. They wanted to obviously do layer 2 rollups. They want to do sharding to help try to fix these issues. But then now I think they're on kind of a timetable. Crypto adoption is going to happen at a booming rate this next market cycle. We can already see, some of the stuff that Clearcryptos is doing. There's other entities that are trying to do a similar thing. So the question then is that growth going to outpace Ethereum? $1,000 transactions on Ethereum are not sustainable. So people are naturally going to be looking for other solutions to that, whether that be Cardano, whether that be, Matic, Polygon, right? Whether there be other chains that offer this solution, you may actually start to see Ethereum lose some of that monopoly status, and you may actually see it start to spread out across tons of other chains.
Yep.
That's actually good. That's actually a good point. But at the same time, for people who are already in the Ethereum blockchain, they'll just be on a different status, right? Like those people are just going to make a ton of money, and they won't care about the gas fees at that point. They'll be like, "What is $1,000? I just made 10 grand doing this."
Good point.
But what it will do is it'll price out the new people, right?
Right.
And that is where they will come in, right? Because now when Shiba Inu is at a penny, and it takes $1,000 to get, a penny of Shiba Inu, and people are like, I'm not paying that. But they'll go over to Cardano and get some other thing with really cheap gas fees and, still a penny, and they'll get it that way. So, no, I mean, you're right. At some point, they will price out the market.
One more thing on Cardano, too. So I don't think it needs to compete with Ethereum to be super successful.
No.
I don't think it necessarily has to catch Ethereum or be an Ethereum killer. I think there's room for Cardano to coexist with Ethereum and Ethereum still be the top dog, right? Because you can also make the argument that from an investment standpoint, what's more likely to 10x first, Ethereum or Cardano?
Oh, definitely Ethereum, bro. 100%. It's going to 100,000. Now I'm playing.
I think Cardano. Well,
I want to open that up to everybody in chat too. What's more likely to 10x first, Cardano or Ethereum?
Definitely Cardano.
Well, just look at which one has been a 10x from here. That's the first place to start.
100%. 100%.
No,
have you had $15,000 Ethereum? No.
It's definitely Cardano. But that's why I'm saying, like, if you want to flip your money, put it in Cardano because you have a much better opportunity to make way more, way faster. But at the same time, I mean, I completely agree with you. Like at the end of the day, if I'm looking for security, just based off a token alone, I'm probably going with Ethereum because that's the secure mover, right? It has the market cap and has the strength behind it to be secure. But Cardano isn't a speculative play either. Like that's secure too, right? So this is where you just diversify and you get both, and then you don't got to worry about it, like Austin was saying.
You're on them both.
Who knows? Just trust the old guy in the room. You'll be just fine.
Look at this shit, man.
He's seen it all.
I've seen it all. I was there when the internet was created.
He remembers Tulip Mania.
Tulip Mania. I remember that. Yeah.
Aaron, we didn't get your opinions yet on Clear, man. The big news today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What are your thoughts here with this headline right here, man?
It's humongous. It's groundbreaking. Nobody else has done it, and they're paving the way for something humongous. I don't think people realize how big of a partnership this actually is. I mean, to facilitate these government contracts with blockchain, if you're doing this, you're beating everybody to market, and you're showing people the right way to do it. And naturally, if you can facilitate these with some of these small and large businesses that are already, members of USS. Now I feel like Austin. Dang it. I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
USFCR. Okay. If you can do that, what's to stop other businesses coming to you for that same solution?
Yeah. No doubt about it. And that acronym is too long, man. They got to shorten that acronym.
USFCR. USFCR.
That's like half the alphabet in that damn acronym.
Yeah.
What the hell? But yeah, I mean, I think Jay and I were talking about this a little bit earlier too. It's like this paves the way. This is the first step, right? And now, I mean, think about the conversations now Clearcryptos can have with other companies. Yeah, we have USFCR and they're utilizing our blockchain tech. That instantly, puts a check mark in the box. What was so funny? Who said so? I was Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel just comes out of nowhere. I was summoned.
Yeah, Daniel can talk for 4 hours about Cardano ADA. We're not going to let him get started. So
I was wondering where Daniel was, and he was lurking all this time.
So Zach, since I missed by the way, Aaron, they went live 30 minutes before they said they were. So just FYI.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So there you go.
Yes, Jay lurk. We're talking about it right now.
So Zach, Justin, did you guys get into this question related to Clear? Just by the sheer, here's what I'm trying to ask, right? It's the situation where by signing this deal, to me, this is completely like, you don't see deals like this, partnerships, like this with a fly-by-night operation or anything like that. Did you guys get into that kind of that discussion of, of how big of a thing this really is? And a company like USFCR wouldn't be inking a deal with Clear if
take it there.
And keep in mind, inking a deal as the sole provider, only one.
So you guys didn't talk about that?
I think we did a little bit, Jay, right? I think we.
Yeah, but we touched on it. I mean, look, USFCR, which I have no problem saying.
You're a better man than I. Yes.
They have what, like, done like 300,000
customers.
Yeah.
Customers, yeah. So when you're talking about that, 300,000 customers, that's a lot of customers. That's like businesses. So that's not even take into account how many people are actually physically work for those businesses, right?
Correct.
So, we're talking about, and I don't want to say, I'll say an untapped amount of reach that Clearcryptos now has the potential to reach to, right? We're extending our hand to people who have never heard of crypto, more than likely, or maybe have heard of crypto, but don't really know too much about it, don't know what it's about. And basically we're like, here's what it is. Here you go. Take a look at it for yourself and, see if it's something that you're interested in, right? Giving people the option that they didn't know was there to take advantage of something that could potentially make them money is what's important. And I think that's where you're kind of going with with this whole road that we're going down.
Yes, I agree. So I'm just going to flat out say it. The haters out there that are have been talking trash about Clear, have been talking trash about me, about all of you guys.
Left.
And all this.
This is getting clipped. You know that, right?
Oh, I'm let him clip it, right? I'll keep it G-rated, but this to me, and I'm not talking about shutting them up or anything. That's not my point. And it's not about we're better than them or anything. It's not where I'm going with this. It is about the fact that when we all look at projects and things like this, this is a game changer. Nothing like this has ever come before, period. And I just want to take a moment, if you will, and recognize the sheer how important this moment is. That's really what it is. And it's not about I'm right, they're wrong. It's not my point. It's about we finally are able to kind of, because they've been working on this deal for now a while, we're finally able to say, this is an example of how serious Clear is and what they're trying to, and what they're trying to do and going to do. That's where I'm going with this. There you go. I kept that in the wise. I could have gone a lot different directions.
Look at Foxy's comment.
What'd you say? Dad's mad. Yeah, there you go.
I was saying, look how red his face is. The anger's just brewing.
Well, Austin, I think part of it too is when Clear came out, one of Clear's goals, I'm gonna use goals. I don't know if that I think that's the right word. The right one of the goals was to help aid in mass adoption of crypto, right? To get crypto out there for people who have never heard of crypto, or maybe have heard of crypto, but they found it very, very hard to get started in crypto, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this partnership to me represents, is the ability for people who haven't been in crypto, haven't heard of crypto, or just think it's too hard to get into crypto. It gives them an easy way to get exposed to crypto, like a 401k would for the stock market, or like a retirement or whatever. Right. This gives them a way into crypto. And like me and Zach were talking about earlier, I mean, when you look at the gains in DeFi, you don't get these gains anywhere else, right? You're not gonna get them in the stock market, not your 401k, not any retirement. Can you put $100 in there and turn it into 10 grand, right? Like in the amount of time that it takes in DeFi. And so I think once more people catch on to that, especially because the market's not going to be bearish forever, right? Like we're seeing a time where we're getting a bull pump, I'm going to call it, because I'm not convinced yet that we're in a bull run, but it's definitely the market's pumping. And we've all seen what happens when the crypto market goes bananas, right? So it's only a matter of time where, these companies get their hands on CCX and they're like, holy shit, we just put X amount in and we just like quadrupled our money in a week. Like this is serious. And then from there, all the other solutions that Clearcryptos are coming out with, it's just going to make more and more people want to jump in and jump on board. And after that, it's a wrap.
Well, you brought up a good point, Justin. I'll make one point on yours. You talked about the, bringing the people who are not into crypto. And that was one of Clear's stated goals up front. And this is the example of what they're trying to do. And by the way, this is not even the main example. We all know that they're working on something even bigger than this. This is massive. But my point of it is that I love what you just said, because that is what it's about. It's about they've executed on something that they said they would do day one, which is figure out ways to bring companies, individuals, organizations into crypto that are not here. There you go. So that's awesome.
And SHIB is pumping right now.
I know. It's because I'm pissed off. That must be what it is.
That's what Daniel said. Whenever you get pissed, SHIB starts pumping. So Clearcryptos is going to have a lot of different partnerships, guys. This is just the beginning. This is a big one. But this is going to pave the way for a lot of different strategic partnerships with Web2 companies, and we can't wait to talk about them. By the way, all of us down here are all part of the Clearcryptos YouTube channel. If you guys aren't subscribed over there, we're streaming over there as well. That channel is going to take off in the next bull run, so we've got tons of news and information coming out every single day over there. Make sure you're locked in over there. But let's shift over and talk a little bit about SHIB because it's moving. Quick sidebar. I would love to see Clearcryptos partner with Shiba Inu in some way. We'll see if that can happen at some point down the line. Who knows? Satoshi, cool. If you're listening, let's talk.
Let's talk.
So Shiba Inu, guys, making a little run here. So here's the thing. Jay, you've seen this a couple different times, right? We've seen this. It gets up here right close to this 200-day moving average, sells off. Right up near the 200-day moving average, sells off. We might go test it a third time. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, so the way the 200-day moving average works is it's kind of the indicator for smart money or big institutions, whether we're in a bull market or a bear market, right? So once we start getting above that, it starts to get pretty interesting, right? It doesn't mean we can't drop back below it, but a lot of the times it indicates that we're back into a bull cycle. So, I mean, definitely possibly see what happens. A lot of people get a little bit wary around there. They start kind of selling and they start kind of, covering their position a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, if we can break it, I think some good things can happen, especially, once Bitcoin and Ethereum get there, but SHIB too. So we'll see. But yeah, for sure.
And Bitcoin's been right there too, right? I mean, it's been right up against that 200-day moving average. Every time it kind of goes up there, it tests it, and it hasn't been able to really hold it above there. Where we at now? Yeah, 21.2. Every time it gets up to about that 21.3, 21.4. But I mean, all in all, this is a pretty good looking chart. I mean, did you guys expect this in January?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
You did?
Oh, Aaron
I did.
I want to hear why.
So
Yeah,
if you look at prior market cycles, historically, this should have been a good January. So
Okay, hold on a minute. I call bullshit. All right,
you can't stop there. You can't stop there. Give us more.
look it. Go. All right.
Look, no, I mean that's the whole reason I expected some sort of positive movement. Plus, we really only have one big macro factor, and that was the CPI report. And when that came back right on pace with what they expected, I figured the rest of this month would close out well because we don't have a GDP report until the very end of the month. We don't have the FOMC meeting until the very end of the month. So just more positive momentum to build until that time.
Go us.
Hey, look back at my videos. Look back at my videos. I was saying it the whole time.
You're not good at it. I don't watch your shit.
I was saying, wait, doesn't that reflect poorly on you then?
It does.
Papa?
No, I do watch your stuff. It's good stuff, man. I'm just messing with you. Okay, so I agree with the macro factors, the government, and all that kind of stuff. I think for me, the X factor was not the macro factor. For me, the X factor was the fear, uncertainty, and doubt surrounding, the inflation and all that stuff. And the fact that it still costs money to go buy eggs and all that other, which by the way are insane, which is weird, buying eggs, but and all that other stuff. That's kind of where my brain was, is that January, we wouldn't have had enough data. Like at the end of December, I'm like, January's not going to be great. We wouldn't have had enough data. But then, CPI did come in, in line. I think FOMC meeting on the 1st, when they reveal the number, is going to be a biggie. If they surprise us with a 50 basis points, all bets are off. If it's 25 basis points, that's built into the market. But that massive candle that we went from 17 to 21, I would have never thought that would happen in January. I think that Bitcoin, on a final note, will hit probably 30 to 35 this year. I think that's doable. But I wouldn't have said we'd be at 21,000 in January. That's surprising to me.
Jay, what were your expectations coming into the new year?
I thought we were going to be bearish still, to be honest. I didn't really see a huge change, but it makes sense. And I'll say the reason why. So if we look at the crypto market, we had event after event after event that just kept dragging us down and down and down. There's FTX, there's Terra Luna, there was Three Arrows Capital. I mean, you can just name down the list. BlockFi. I mean, everything was going bad for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and just crypto in general. Over in the stock market world, things were bad, but they weren't as bad, right? Like there wasn't anything crazy that wasn't shifting the market. So when we have good CPI, the stock market would go up, but Bitcoin would stay down, right? Because people were so afraid to get into crypto because of what was going on.
Yeah.
Well, this was the first CPI that was good, that actually affected crypto positively. And I think that's why we got such a big jump, because once we got positive news for crypto, and now people are starting to kind of get over FTX, we're starting to get over everything else, it's allowing for crypto to pump because people are coming back into crypto. So that's where we see this sustained gain. Now, I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know if we're going to see any more, huge pumps. I mean, I expect 25 basis points. The market expects 25 basis points. We will probably get 25 basis points unless something crazy happens. And that should potentially up crypto even more, right? We should see another pump, allegedly. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's just what I assume will happen. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But I think the more good news we see from the economy side, we'll see big moves, but they'll start to get smaller and smaller and smaller as people start to expect them.
Yeah.
How much do you guys think just the new year, people tax loss harvesting, starting the new year fresh? I don't think it's the whole story, but how much do you think that plays into it? Where it's like, okay, we sat around all of 2022. It was miserable. Let's just put some money in crypto here. Let's see. And maybe everybody had a similar idea. Does that help? Does that start a rally? I mean,
I'll go first, and then I'll keep it short and try to. I think people beat the hell up in 22, and I think people were restless, and I think people who wanted to get into crypto got into crypto, and so we had a good jobs report, and then that kind of was the little bit of the spark, and then things kind of started to kind of turn a little bit. You could see it in the media that we pay attention to. Of course, you had idiots out there saying that crypto was dead in the next 5 minutes. That's all in mainstream media. Don't get me started on that. Okay. But and then CPI came in, and that was kind of like, to me, the light. That was the match was held there, but that was the lighter, that fluid that kind of started it. That's what I got. So
who else wants to jump in? What do you guys think?
Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I actually saw this report. There were hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of shorts that got liquidated during that time as well. I mean, that I think contributed again to the, some of those big wicks that we saw upwards around that time. And, that's what a lot of people were doing at the end of the year too. They were tax, loss harvesting. I know I did that. I bought back right away because, yay, no wash sales. I love it for the time being, at least. Right.
Right.
But yeah, hashtag crypto. But
yeah, man, I think there's, what do you think, Jay? I mean, is that plausible?
I think big money stepped in. Honestly, I don't think Bitcoin, Ethereum moves without big money coming in. And I think once they saw that CPI, I think they hopped on, knowing that this was a good price to get in early, right? Because I mean, Bitcoin is down so much from all-time highs that at this point, getting into Bitcoin and Ethereum at any time of these levels is great, because we all know Bitcoin's going back up. There's no way it's going to hold down forever. So I think they just saw an opportunity to buy, and they didn't want to wait. I think the new year might have something to do with it too. It could, but I think this was the best time to buy, honestly, when all the factors align, and now the heat is kind of dying down on crypto a bit.
All right, big question. I want everybody to answer yes or no. So no dancing around it. All right.
I gotta go. I'll see you.
This is what everybody in crypto does. We dance around this question, and so do I, but not financial advice. Is the bottom in? Aaron. Is the bottom in?
Yes.
Oof. Okay.
That's it. You got one word. And
Yes
I'm
or
no. No.
Austin says no. Justin.
Oh man, I don't like answering these questions. I don't know. I'm
by
not
the way,
a,
we don't have
I'm
a
not
crystal
a
ball,
fortune
right?
teller. I have no
We don't
clue.
have a crystal
I mean,
See
I mean,
look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. Look
I'm
what he's
not
doing.
dancing.
One
I'm
word.
not dancing
I don't
around
know.
it.
I don't have
one
an
word.
answer. I
The
asked
one
him.
word is IDK. That's the one
No.
word. IDK.
No.
It's all in
No.
one word. I don't know. I don't want to.
Yes,
I don't want to say.
Yes,
I don't want to say yes because I feel like that's the answer everyone's like, yes, it's in. But then if I say no, then people are like, oh, well, you're just a bear. You feel like it's gonna go down lower.
You're a
Like,
fucker.
I legitimately don't know. I don't. At the end of the day, look. At the end of the day, I'll tell you this. Well, you go ahead and answer the question, and I'll let you know when I become a bull. How about that? How about that?
Oh,
I call
we
bullshit.
got our answer there.
Damn.
Look.
That boy's
I'll let
hiding.
you know. I'm not hiding, but I become a bull at about 22,000 Bitcoin. That's where I
Okay.
become a bull. So
That's
is
fair.
the bottom in? I'll say not exactly yet, but we did have a nice double bottom on Bitcoin, which is really good. And so I mean that could be the bottom. I mean it could be, but I'm not bullish until we hit 22K. At about 22K, that's when I can say, okay, we're back in the uptrend.
All right, I'll make this easier, and I want everybody's opinion on this.
No. Stop. Hold on. You have to answer.
You have to answer.
No.
You
I'm
have
asking
to
the question. I'm asking the question.
No.
John Anderson, do you want to answer this? Are you still there, sir?
Hey, you dodging.
No, John is he's way better
bottom's
equipped
not
to
in.
answer this question.
There you
He said
go.
the bottom
Hold
is
on.
not in.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, John. Explain.
John's a really smart guy. He's with me, and I don't want to be. No, I don't want to be. Zach, give an answer.
No, John, I want your explanation on why you think that.
Well, so you look at the retail market. The retail market's usually what indicates where everything's going to go. And you see that starting to trend downwards. So that I just don't see it going back up overall, because it broke that bullish sentiment and it's barely gone down. As far as
So
it
where
went up, it still barely went down.
Where
So
does it
see
go
it
to,
going
John?
down. Say again?
Where does it go to? How low do we go?
10 to 12.
Okay.
That's
It
what
just
I
got
would
awful quiet
expect.
in here.
Right?
Well, start saving your money, everybody. 'Cause Bitcoin's going down to 10. I mean,
It might go down to 3K, to be honest.
3?
There is no
No,
way
that's
to know,
overextending.
No,
This not going down that
there's no
fast.
way. There's no way.
It could.
Would that
I get
telling
you at like
it
12,
can
but
happen.
3?
See, and I had said 11 to 13 was my range, but I just saw how much strength there is for support right now in Bitcoin. Like, I'm not saying that we're in a bull market, we're going to constantly go up. I still see us coming back down and retesting that 15K, but I think that's as low as we go.
Well, see, coming back down to retest 15K, I think it's a little bit scary. And the reason why is
If we
because
retest 15K and we hold and we go to 18K, then we should be golden. That would be the bottom. A triple bottom overall is really, really strong. Reverse head and shoulders, really, really strong. A double bottom, that's so. It's good for short-term trading. So you're looking 2 weeks to a month. But it's not good for a year to 2 years trade.
yeah, but I could take you back to what, April? We double topped in April. I mean, we basically double topped in April, or not even really April, October, and then we crashed for an entire year. So, I mean, I think a double bottom is just fine from a macro level. The only reason why I hesitate to say it's the bottom is just because we're still in the bear market. We still have inflation to deal with. There's still a lot of other factors, and kind of like Foxy was saying, I mean, we're one black swan event away from being right back to where we were in the first place. So yeah, we've gotten a lot of bad crypto companies out, and thank God that we did. There's probably at least one or two more out there. The one thing I will say is I'm really glad with the way that crypto held up after the FTX debacle, because I think that is what could have pushed the market way down. There's no way if we go to 3K, we're all selling our souls up here. We're selling everything that we own, and we're all buying up Bitcoin. I promise you that. If it goes to 3K,
wouldn't be there long.
It's a wrap. I'm selling my wife, my kids, my house, my car. I'm selling it all for whatever I can get to go into Bitcoin at 3K. I promise you.
Yeah.
Speaking of the
I don't
FTX,
think crypto is going to go down if there's a black swan event, to be honest. And just based off of what happened with FTX, you saw FTX collapse. That was what, a third, fourth biggest exchange, and it affected the market. What, 3%?
Binance. If Binance goes, crypto goes.
Yeah.
Binance is like a monopoly when it
If
comes
it
to
is
centralized
If
exchanges.
Binance does a black swan event, then I think crypto's doomed.
Yeah.
Well, there's always been rumors about Tether too. If something came out where like Tether's actually not backed by something, although I think they've been working on showcasing that it is. We know USDC is, but
Yeah.
If Tether needs to do that,
If Tether collapses, we're doomed as well. That's like what, 95% of the market volumes in Tether.
Yep.
So that's literally something that can't happen or crypto.
No, and I don't think it will. I mean, and here's the thing, like, we still have Genesis out there. There might be some further fallout from a couple of these companies we're referring to. Genesis is the big one. We don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, they were hurt by FTX, similar kind of situation. And then, you got 340,000 customers with that Gemini Earn program that are left holding with their hands up. They don't have any of their money. And behind Genesis is the DCG company. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, how much would that actually hurt us? I don't know. I mean, do you guys, if it's something, I don't want to say small, but obviously that's not as big as Tether or something catastrophic. I don't know. It's hard to see if the market's priced it in, because look what's happened after FTX, right? I mean, here's the candlesticks after FTX right here. Basically,
Zach,
we got it all back.
Yeah. I mean, I think people like us are paying attention to Genesis, but I don't necessarily believe that a lot of mainstream retail investors are paying attention to Genesis. I don't
That's a good
think
point.
I just don't
I
feel
agree.
that. And we're like, when's Genesis going to happen? When's that shoe going to fall? But I mean, look at FTX and SBF made mainstream media for about what, a week. And I had people come up to me going, well, what about that SBF thing? I'm like, yeah, well, there's a little bit more to the story than, so it's just, you know what I'm getting at? It's just
That's a good
not,
point.
it's not I don't think it's enough to move the needle. That's my 2 cents. My point is, I think it's already built in. I think it's already built in. Sorry.
I got 2 questions. So first one, do you think that so FTX and SBF are kind of out of the news cycle right now, but in about 10 months when the trial starts, they won't be, right? So do you think that in about 10 months from now, when it all kind of comes back to a head with SBF, do you think that will affect the market?
I'll let somebody else go. Aaron, John, anybody else? Zach, I go.
I feel like everybody who's in the
I
market
think
now.
it'll only affect the market probably 2 to 3 years from now. Whenever everybody starts getting all their stuff back, that's the only time I see it affecting the market majorly with FTX.
Okay.
That's a really good point. On that note, John, before it was only 1 billion, which is still a lot. 1 billion was recovered. Now, recently, guys, FTX has the new management said they've recovered 5 billion. Now, to John's point, eventually, when people get their crypto back, will they all massively sell all at once? I don't think so. We'll see.
Well, that 5 billion isn't all liquid either. Some of that is cryptocurrency assets that they can't sell because it will affect the market.
Right.
So the question is, like, how much of that 5 billion are they actually gonna be able to give people, and who are the people that they're going to give it to?
Well, I mean, in order to make it liquid, though, couldn't they sell crypto?
But then that's going to crash crypto. That's the whole reason why they're like, well, we can't sell it. He literally came out and was like, we have it, but we're not going to sell it because if we do, it's going to affect the crypto market.
Oh, they've said, okay,
so,
that's good. I'm glad they said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I want everybody to get
much
money back too,
but if there's bankruptcy, it gets sold anyways.
Well, not if, but I think the whole thing, and I think the thing they might fight is that, and this goes to SBF's point, is that they're solvent. FTX US is.
Well, the assets can get bought, kind of similar to what Binance did. What did they buy? Voyagers?
Oh, yeah,
Voyagers assets?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And then they're going to return them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But my other question is how much is XRP's case riding on crypto as well? Because depending on what XRP does in their case, that could affect crypto too. I don't know. This case has been going on for a while. I don't know when it's going to end. But at the end of the day, whether crypto is looked at as an asset or a security is going to change crypto a lot.
No doubt.
So how do you guys feel about that?
Go ahead, guys. I just realized it's almost 8 o'clock. I got to hop off in a few. We're having a hell of a conversation here, though.
Yeah, you got to go do your family thing.
Yeah, we got to book some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this could be the last thing, and then I know you got to go, and you started it, so it's on your computer, right? You got to go to.
Yeah.
So, hey, 3-minute call.
3-minute call.
No, I think, but I mean, we could talk about XRP for an hour. I think XRP, if it goes XRP's way, it's massive green candles. It's celebrated. If it doesn't go the way of XRP, I think I wouldn't necessarily call it a black swan, but it's definitely going to impact and drag things down because of the knee-jerk retail reaction and all the 2+ years of pent up just fixation on it. It's going to cause a massive shitstorm. That's what I got.
Real quick, CCX, man, running up nice, up over 6 cents. Good to see. Just had a 3 ETH buy come in. By the way, when you're coming into Clear, if it's something that interests you and you're looking to maybe, make a little piece of it in your portfolio, you can get in with like next to nothing in terms of slippage. John, what's the, it's really low buy tax, right? John?
May not have him. He's unmuting and muting.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, when I set my slippage, I got in with like 0.05
Hello?
slippage. Yeah, we got you now, brother.
There is no buy tax. There's only a sell tax.
Yep. So that's what I thought. I knew it was like that before. I was making sure. So yeah. Yeah, there's no buy tax at all because I mean I got in the slippage at like 0.05. So, yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, but that's a good
I
point,
think the
Zach. It's
sell
0.05.
tax is
So Muzz said 6%, 3%
Pretty sure
on
it's just in the
transfer.
sell.
Okay, I think so too. I don't think there is any
Yeah.
buy tax.
I think it's 0 on the buy.
So it's definitely something to look at, guys. Major news. We'll just wrap up here. And sorry, I feel like I'm rushing off a little bit, but time flies when you're having fun. We've been on for an hour and 25. So again, the big news here we want to highlight, guys. USFD. There you go. I screwed it up. USFCR partners with Clearcryptos to accelerate enterprise adoption of Web3 and blockchain. Yahoo Finance picking it up today. Check it out, guys. Massive, massive news for Clearcryptos coming across the PR Newswire today. And in terms of the overall crypto market, we're keeping a lot of those gains we had last week. We'll be keeping tabs on it this week as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Clearcryptos YouTube channel. Subscribe to all these guys down here on the panel as well. And we'll see you guys. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.